Kagalosh Boker Or Bekiim Bahalacha 4, day 79, Siman Kafchet, page 196, Halacha Zayin. Okay, we're talking about now. Remember, we're talking about the Siman is all about Hesech Hadat. That means you're taking away your mind, you're taking away your concentration from the Tefillin. And it says over here like this: Besha sheosek b'Torah. Right, when a person is going to be osek b'Torah, v'chem be'et shemitpalel tfilat amidah, or when he's doing the amidah, he's going to be patur from Hesech Hadat. Ve'en tzarich litel dato b'tefillin. It is not to pay attention to the tefillin. So we mentioned yesterday that, you know, when a person comes and he has on the sidur, on the top it says tefillin. And some of the sidurim, on the top it says tefillin. So every time that you're turning the page and everything, you're paying attention to the tefillin. On the amidah, you don't need that. Right? I don't know if it has it during the amidah or not. You have to check. Right? But he says, you don't need it. Why don't you need it? Because in the middle of the amidah, or when you're being osek b'Torah, you do not have to be osek b'tefillin. You're going to be patur from Hesech Hadat. ובשעה שאומר פרשת העקדה וקורבנות וזמינו ויוצר, כאשר מתכוון וחושב בדברי קדושה של תיבות התפילה שמוצאים מפיו, אין צריך להיזהר שלא יסיח דתו אפילו רגע, אלא כל שהוא זוכר התפילין בין פסוק פסוק ובעניין עניין, סגלה. It's already going to be enough if in between you're going to be paying attention to the tefillin, but you don't have to be paying attention to tefillin every single second. However, though, if you're saying that the words, you're being masiach dato min tefillin, you're thinking about your business. This guy's thinking about Honolulu. The other one he's thinking about his stocks that are going up and down. Everything he says is in the mind instead of reading from the book. So he says, "O bedvar masau matan," or tzorche beto. He starts thinking about his house. He has to be at home at this time because it's too late, and this and that. So he comes and he says, "Hareze avid isur be'esech dat hazeh." He's being over on the isur of Hesech Hadat, and therefore they said, "Hiziru shelo yasiyat dato afilu rega." Even for one moment. Even for one moment, he's not allowed to be Masiach Dat. And even according to Shitat Rabbi Yonah, that Hesech Hadat is Dafka Kalut Rosh. You remember we mentioned yesterday, there was a Shita of Rabbi Yonah that it's only if a person did Tzchok the Kalut Rosh that it's Hesech Hadat. Meaning, if I'm just coming, I'm even speaking to you. But we're not speaking about the thing. There's no Hesech Hadat. There's no problem. According to Rabbi Yonah, that's his Shita. You're only over on the Yisur of Hesech Hadat when we start laughing or joking about certain things. And I have tefillin. So he comes and he says, "Im mechasher binyanim chitzonim keshomer yotzer or," right? Bioto levush v'tefillin is kalut rosh, and therefore it is Hesech Hadat. Meaning, I don't understand you. You're in the middle of yotzer and you're thinking about something else. That in itself is already kalut rosh. The fact that it's going to be kalut rosh, that you're thinking about something else, so therefore it's going to be asur, even according to the shita of Rabbi Yonah. So says the Gemara, we're talking about now, what does it mean by in between the passages? Because you remember we said, right, that the conclusion of the Od Yosef Chai, it says that why would there be a difference between in the middle of the passage and in between passages? So it says if someone continues directly from one passage to the next without interruption, so therefore he should not have to think about his tefillin between the two passages because he never took his mind off the prayer. But if he does, so then he has to pay attention every single passage in between that he's paying attention to tefillin. So if this would be true, however, it would concur with the Arizal's ruling that the Arizal stated that during the Amidah, you don't have to think about the tefillin, right? But not during the other prayers. And if we follow the suggested interpretation, it turns out that this is the same whenever someone recites any prayer at all. So it could be that according to the Od Yosef Chai, he meant that one must purposely pause in between in order to think. Meaning, in between each one, you stop, you think about your tefillin, and then you continue. Rabbi Yosef Chaim's interpretation of Rabbi Yonah's ruling, the Od Yosef Chai says that if someone thinks about his business or social issues while doing Amidah, that is a Hesech Hadat, even according to Rabbi Yonah. Is included in Tzchok v'Kalut Rosh, because if somebody's in the middle of whatever it is, whether it's Amidah or anything else, and then he starts thinking, that is Hesech Hadat, that is Tzchok v'Kalut Rosh. What? הלכה ח' יש נוהגים לכתוב בעליון הסידור בכל דף למעלה ומן הצד אותיות תפילין גדולות. Right? Basically תפילין. So a person always pays attention to תפילין. Right? להיות להם סיוע להיסח הדעת, ואלו אין צריכים לכתוב בתוך הסידור עצמו, כתבו על נייר בפני עצמו, ולא שום צדין. Doesn't have to be in the sidur. It could be on any paper. תהיה מידת הנייר גדול מעל מדף הסידור, באופן שלא יניח הנייר בתוך הסידור בין הדפים, יהיו לעיניו תיבת תפילין. תהיה לו למזכרת. So it's always going to be, right, a מזכרת. Then he comes and he says, מי שמצטער וכן מי שאין דתו מיושבת לו ונכונה, פטור מנחת תפילין, מפני שאסור להסיח דתו מהם והתפעל לכמה מסימן למחת הלכה. So there's going to be a special הלכה that if a person mamash is like, you cannot pay attention. So therefore he's going to be patur because he cannot have he's going to be a sechadat. Chemishu avel, samlacha pa estavelut. יש לו ליישב דתו כדי לכוון לטבול לתפילין של השיח דתו, ובשעת הספד, ובכי לא, so obviously he's not going to put on tefillin during the time of בכי in הספד, וחיוב אבל התפילין is also going to be brought down in Siman Lamed Chet.